So with some of South Africa's telecommunication companies still considering whether or not they should invest in next-generation broadband, and the government set to publish a policy direction to allow for the licensing of high-demand spectrum migrating to 5G connectivity, will take center stage at the second annual Internet Summit. So we take for granted the fact that not everybody's glued up on conversations around broadband. And of course, to enlighten us and share more details about the summit is Nasiphi Nkwelo, Chief Operations Officer of Imbizo Events. Good morning and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Caesar, and thank you for having me at studio today.
It's a pleasure. So maybe speak to us about the Internet Summit and what it encompasses, and then, as the organizers, you start there.
All right. So, let me start off by saying there's been a couple of terms slipping out of our lips in the past couple of months, maybe a year or two, around accessibility, connectivity, cross-collaboration, cybersecurity, cyberbullying. Latest is 5G and also 4IR. Yeah, 4IR, which is a conversation for a completely different different show. So with that being said, then the Internet Summit brings together the private and the public sector, SMEs, ICT experts, and then also university students, film sector, content providers under one roof to come and discuss topical issues around the internet spectrum as a whole. So that is basically what the platform offers and what the platform is all about.
So when we speak about, for instance, the Internet Summit, one of the big things that characterizes South Africa's conversation about the internet is what we call the digital divide.
Yes.
Our inequalities as a society play out in, how we access the digital economy, how we access the internet. And I remember years ago when Seacom was laying their underwater sea cable, there was huge discussion about how this would revolutionize access to the internet. And it seems that hasn't quite happened that way. So is the digital divide on the agenda for the summit? How well are we doing with closing it? Because especially if we're speaking 4IR, because that could potentially widen the divide.
Yes. Well, definitely it is on the program. It's actually the first topic of the day, which will basically set the tone, where we'll then be discussing the fact that we are connected, but we are still disconnected in the connectivity scheme of things. Everyone is talking about 5G, but there are still areas in South Africa, remote rural areas with no connectivity, none whatsoever, and you still find that there are areas who are operating on 1 or 2G. So this platform, this summit is going to be tapping into those conversations, into those issues. Then what do we do going forward? How do we make sure that we achieve the objective and we achieve the narrative? So it is one of the conversations that we are going to be diving in deep on and getting a different perspective from a public perspective and also from a private perspective, because like I said, this platform brings together both parties to come and discuss these issues. So the speaker, for example, for that specific conversation is Broadband Infraco, which are the key players around SA Connect. So we are saying, come tell us, why do we still have a digital divide? How are we closing the gap? What is government doing to ensure that they're keeping everyone connected?
Now, that's a very good point. So if somebody were to say, for example, as a consumer, I have no business knowing, unless, of course, I want to, about the technical intricacies about how internet actually gets to me, right? I don't have to be told about what cable is getting installed. It's not really my issue.
Yeah.
That's government's issue, and I suppose it's service providers' issues.
Correct.
What I want to know is, why is my data cost so high? Conversation we were having about 30 minutes ago with Ms. Muid, who was joining us in the studio as well, right?
Yes.
And so when it gets to that, a part of the problem that people are faced with are problems that they can't do anything about.
Correct.
And so what do we need to do then to get them to a point where they can empower themselves and get to a point where, look, if I'm not happy with this data cost, I can do something about it to drive the data cost down. People started going on Twitter talking about data must fall. This was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Data hasn't.
And data hasn't. Yes, I know. And it's something that our minister sort of addressed on her budget speech, that they are looking into affordable data costs so that everyone is able to be connected. Honestly, I cannot speak on behalf of the department itself, but we are all also waiting in anticipation as to when are we implementing the action plans? What are we doing? Well, you're saying we're doing something, but can we see change? You understand? So it is a conversation, again, that we're also going to tap into. And now you're introducing 5G, which is going to be more expensive than 4G. How is then this benefiting South Africa? And then now we're looking at the readiness of the country to actually get into the scheme of things, get onto 5G. So yeah, it is very important issue that you're raising, and we all are waiting in anticipation and looking for answers with regards to that. And this is exactly what our platform is all about and the issues that we want to address.
How do I get to attend the summit? Very quickly.
Well, you can visit our website, Imbizo Events, www.imbizoevents.com. The information about the International Summit is there. Registration also, you can register on our website. There is no fee attached to attending any of our summits because they are industry events and it's an information sharing platform. So we're not really looking at making money out of it, but we're looking at making a change and making a difference.
Nasiphi, thank you very much for joining us. That is Nasiphi Nkwelo, who's the Chief Operations Officer for Imbizo Events. We'll continue with more Breaking Dawn when we come back.